So let's begin. Camera. The camera starts way above the city, pointing down. Camera's plummeting down, zooming. You can sort of hear the sounds of the city as they're coming closer and closer. The scrapes and clangs and bangs of the dock off to the side, the zooming of the city, the whirs, the beeps as this camera swoops in low, passing over the port of NSF. Passing over the aerodrome facilities, massive structures that have roofs that slide and telescope back on themselves. So drones, large and small, drones that can haul building-sized, weapon-sized, plane-sized equipment over vast distances, and even small delivery drones that are constantly flying out in a mesh and network across the city to deliver stuff, across a vast array of warehouses. Over a large wall, past one of the sets of guards, past the automated inputs, we stop. We find ourselves in a little alcove by a bunch of surrounded by a large amount of just in buildings surrounding the area, various office, various ancillary industrial things, warehouses and shops and garages where people rent them and build things and scrape together their lives. And we find ourselves positioned, looking at a parking lot. Parking lot with a Supra and a group, some of which are on the ground, having just piled out of the vehicle, some of which are still finding their way out of this tin can of a vehicle, and some of whom got out initially under their own volition and are just standing there. What do you guys do?
Hill, honey. Now that we're here,
a couple of optics stick
for us.
Oh, yeah,
optics stick through between, so no one's sounding the hum. So that little section pops out, and you just see a couple of optics stick out. I'm a little packed right now. She has no space to move, but that's what kept her safe during Dalton's driving, so we can't complain too much.
Patty's like, all right. She pushes off the ground. She's like, all right, enough kiss of the ground. And then she goes around and it's like slowly unpacking Krill. It's like pulling out a box and like slowly undoing it. Like, all right, we're going to slowly pull the joint here. We're getting you. All right.
Get that shrimp-shaped person.
Out. Does Krill, honey, do you need to get out?
I just pulled her out.
I would prefer to be able to move and manipulate. Okay.
At this point, Jacob also climbs out of the car, just little swoop over Dalton, and at this point, he is now just not kissing the ground, but just fuck, just finally out of that fucking car. No.
Dalton steps out quite easily from his seat.
From the driver's seat.
Girl's trying to stretch. She can't stretch her arms very far, but you see her doing little, like, okay.
Hey, Troy, get out.
Troy gets out.
I forgot we have to tell him that specifically.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do we, though? Krill looks at Troy.
Troy doesn't really answer. He's just kind of like, what?
Seeing how there was a couple of guards that we probably need to work our way through if we were going to be getting in, I think I have a bit of an idea of what we can do. I can come up and pass myself off as needing to personally signed for an arrival. 2 of you can be my bodyguards. 2 of you can be representatives of the shipping. Maybe 1. I thought Krill, maybe you and Dalton could stay behind.
I mean, that sounds like a good idea to me.
Beautiful.
It just Jacob just looks over the car. Patty's just like, well, you know.
I'm not getting back in there. Nope.
All right.
No, Patty, I would like you to come with.
Okay.
I was
I will
thinking
not.
Patty, Troy, and Dalton, or sorry, Jacob would come with.
Alright, you know, fuck it, I'm down.
Do we need a drone though to get an eye view?
All right. Invoking stunt number 2, silent deployment.
Are you still in the car?
No, they helped me out.
Then
They
you're
helped
not.
me out of the
Then
car.
you're not in cover. You're standing. You're standing in an open parking lot.
It's in the
Fair.
passenger seat that's next
Yeah,
to
can Krill just get back into the seat that isn't the trunk?
That's fine.
Okay. So the drones come off of her back, which is why she had 0 chance of deploying them in the trunk. Like, that's just... They lift up, and they... It is specifically... it is specifically hangar 4183 we are scoping, right, Kai?
That would be correct.
All right. The first thing they do is actually do a scan for other cameras and such.
Oh,
Of
place is coded. I mean, we're talking hundreds, potentially thousands of cameras. Every
how many of there are moving, and how many of them are like percentage-wise? We talking? How many of them are like adjustable, or are they mostly stationary?
Oh, they're all adjustable, but most of them are stationary as they have like quadrants set up like on building quarters to like maximize their coverage. But most of them are PTZs by default.
Okay. Shit.
How high are your drones right now?
They would be trying to stay like 10 feet above 10 feet above the drone traffic.
I'm going to need you to be more specific because there's going to be multiple layers of drone traffic going on here.
Okay. The closest layer to us above,
Okay.
they're going to try and fit between that and the
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. From that position, give me a roll.
Okay. +1.
There are drones going up, down, and across all of the roadways. They seem to be on a patrol. There seems to be aerial coverage as well, and there seems to be wandering guards pretty much for a large portion of this place. There seems to be cameras on every roof, on every corner of every building, and from what you know from Troy's investigation, internally there's camera coverage, and there seems to be rotating patrols for the warehouses as well.
So Krill works a little different than Troy. She still has to take a bit to take in this data. She's not just like, I know. And you kind of, her head eventually turns back to Karen. We've been seen. Like, she's looking outside of the car. We've been seen. They have definitely at least multiple different cameras tracked our location. I don't know if we've triggered anything yet. There are multiple guards seemingly in patrol. And there is not a single spot you could walk without being noticed. To put it lightly, we either have 2 options. As you say, Karen, go in and act as if we are meant to be here. Or we are leaving in a, well, dangerous pursuit. Assuming they care. Perhaps this is unwanted.
we accepted this job, though, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we very much did. What I was thinking was that maybe we could leave behind one or two of your drones, maybe on the building. So go inside, go near the building, have your drones on me or probably Patty. They would probably hide easiest all on Patty if I'm going under all that med tech stuff are mixed in there. And then leave one or two behind as a timed surveillance to get a good idea of what exactly is going on. Maybe they could crawl inside. I'm not sure what your drones can do.
Krill instantly has like a... And with her own drones, can I do one more scan specifically for weapons capability?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a 0.
Seems to be shock across the board from what you're seeing.
Shock?
Mm-hmm.
It's the thing. Oh. Nearly everything. There are multiple sources of shock-based weaponry, be it tasers and, overload charges and such. I do not feel comfortable leaving any of my drones in this location, thank you. They would not appreciate that either.
What are we supposed to be looking for again? Like,
You have a barcode in the job that correlates to a barcode for an itemized area within warehouse 4183.
The smash and grab. We're just going in, grabbing some, getting out.
There's nothing in that information like size or anything. Just
No, there is
a
not.
barcode.
It just said that the job was gonna be just in, out, get in, get out, just go get it. If I remember correctly.
look, I just want to make sure that if we're going in, we don't get there and wonder what the fuck we're getting, okay? I just want to make sure we're on the level.
Jacob perks up over the revelation of Krill saying that there's cameras and such, and just looks over back at Troy, and it's just like, hey, Troy, you think you could take a look in that building's network and see if there's cameras inside too? Let us know what's going on in there.
Troy looks up at one of the cameras and jumps into the net and starts searching through the hardware network of these cameras.
Okay.
Shit.
Let's just see. Let's come on.
Don't set off any bombs.
First, so you're choosing the hardware layer, right?
Yep.
Give me a roll.
Alrighty.
Let's do this.
0.
Cool.
I love caboose hacking.
All right. You flow into this network, finding your way through. There's a lot of hardware here now that you're sort of like on scene and you're aware, and you connect to warehouse 4183, and you manage to get a bit of an internal look. Let's see, image. Let's just do this for people. I'll be kind. So you guys have in your player chat what Troy is seeing, and Troy can then describe it back. But what you are seeing, Troy, is a large warehouse with with an automated series of robots. These robots, the scaling on this warehouse, now that you sort of like having seen the port layout, now you can sort of see inside the warehouse. Those robots are much larger than a human being. That arm is a telescoping arm that is a robotic capability to be able to haul fairly decently large sized things. It's got, a huge fucking manipulator on it so it can clasp things and then just move them. Every one of those robots kind of dwarfs a typical human being. We're talking about basically the size of a small skip, small sort of forklift territory for one of those robots. These are large shelves. These are large robots. It's a fairly automated warehouse. You can see through the camera system, Troy, that there's a sequestered area that seems to have like large containers, barrels, that sort of thing. But there is an overhang. There is a walkway that is suspended above the warehouse floor, that there is a ladder from the roof down to, and then there's a door and stairs that lead into the side area away from the warehouse proper area. The entirety of the front of the warehouse is a telescoping door that can be opened in segments or opened in its entirety for a full disembark or embarking of goods into or from or into the warehouse. There's a side door on the other side that seems to have some sort of scanning system attached to the door. And sort of that is what you are left with. You can see on the other cameras on the outside of the building that this building is surrounded by basically identical buildings. You can see that there are small shock drones basically floating around that are just continually seemingly scanning. Though unlike most science fiction movies, there isn't a pretty yellow beam of light to tell you where it's looking, right? So you have shock drones wandering around. You have the occasional human being that seems to be wandering around in some sort of surveillance pattern. And so there you go.
All right, so Troy relays about as much relevant information as he can figure out.
Troy, before you leave the net, though.
Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
There's a lot of electronics around here, right? Like a lot, right? Like you have like binocular vision. That's 2 cameras. But right now, you sort of have access to like 1,000 cameras, man. Like this is a big network. Why don't you go exploring instead?
Does Troy take some initiative for the first time in his life? Or does he keep on following orders?
It would still be following orders because he did ask to get more of a view of the warehouse.
Yeah, I think Troy does kind of stay in the net for a little bit. Sticking to general whereabouts of the warehouse, he explores a little bit more. He goes looking at some of those drones, those little robot crane drones in the warehouse if they're on the network.
Okay. What do you want to do?
Can he take control of one?
Give me a roll.
-2.
Yeah, you take control of one. Furthest one, all the way to the far side of the warehouse, away from the stairs.
Furthest one all the way to the other, away from the stairs?
Yeah.
So, what, that little singular one, like all the way to the left?
Yes.
All right. I guess the first thing he does is he just kind of rolls up and down the aisle a couple of times.
Okay. Basically, what they are is just large automated locker systems. Some of them seem to be small. Some of them seem to be the size of like a small vehicle almost. The doors on them seem to be slatted doors, so they slide up and out of the way completely into the back when they are activated. And yeah, there's a series of barcodes, 2-dimensional barcodes up and down on each locker, basically.
So wait, these aren't conveyor belts, they're lockers?
They are lockers.
Oh.
You're seeing the top of an entire structure.
Oh, I get it now. Oh wow, damn. I don't know, Troy? Can Troy use the robot claw thingy to open up one of the lockers?
You can try.
He's gonna try, and he's just gonna pick a random one.
Give me a roll.
So, to understand, is it the lockers like on the right side here, or on the left side?
No, like conveyor belts are lockers.
Yeah, the things that look like giant conveyor belts, those are the lockers.
Got it. That makes more sense now.
This is a top-down view.
Yeah.
I can't show you the sides of things.
Mhm.
Okay, what was it? Was that -2? Yeah, that was a
That was
negative.
-2,
It was
sorry, yeah.
it was a -2. All right.
Damn. That's brutal.
There is a creaking and a screeching and a kung as the door slides open past its latch that's controlled electronically.
Whoops.
Now, 2 things.
Oh no.
1, I'm going to need you to roll.
Probably
Plus
just wanna
1.
finish it before you even get in there.
2 things are happening. The guards in this warehouse have been alerted and have heard a large noise and are beginning a search pattern. The second thing that has happened is that Troy is now aware of some degree of hunter-killer, mod, admin, security action. There is a security sweep happening on the network.
Now I have to decide, does Troy actually understand cybersecurity or not? I'm gonna say a little bit yeah, and he's going to return to his body.
As you return to your body, it feels like you're being squished. It feels like you're being crushed in like somebody's hand. It feels like you're in a cave that's just coming down on you. Being restricted to 2 eyes, to this body, to this mechanical coffin, compared to what you just were, flying free through the net. Go ahead and take a mental stress.
Damn.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, take mental stress.
Do they they reset after a session, right?
After the scene. So after we leave the port, you'll be fine.
Okay.
I'm just like looking at my watch and like, is it taking longer than normal for him? Or maybe I'm just like stressed out.
I
But
thought
it's still
canonically
only-
that
yeah.
these things happen like almost instantly.
There was real-time actions engaged in that. He moved a robot. He opened a container. There was real-time actions. So compared to what you guys had been used to, yes, there would be a noticeable difference.
Okay.
Troy, honey, that was a bit
Getting
different
slower.
that time. What happened there?
There were distractions.
What type of distraction?
What kind of distractions? Yeah.
Troy's kind of just searching for an explanation, and since one sort of fails to come up, he doesn't bother to explain what the distractions were, instead just relays the relevant information about the warehouse to the group. The layout, potential entrances, and he even suggests that maybe he can open the big ass door too, if you would like to.
Okay. So we're good to go then?
You find the target items?
Negative.
Do you have any idea where we should look for them?
Negative.
Well, this was productive.
Yep. Thanks, Troy.
Yeah,
At least we have an idea of what we're walking into now.
Yeah, I just give him like a pat on the shoulder. I'm like, good job, bud.
I believe it would also be relevant to tell you that there has been a general alert issued for the
Oh,
warehouse.
Jesus
Ah,
Christ.
crud.
All right, we should probably go.
Is the mission salvageable?
That's I don't even know what type of heat's in there.
Let's talk about that in the car. Let's get in the
God,
car.
I gotta get in the car
Patrols
again.
were patrolling before. Kai, can I do a double check? I know the people inside this building are coming here, but what about all the other people I marked that were just people walking with guns on patrol?
Give me a roll.
Jacob looks over at Patty and just says,
+1.
I'm writing at this time.
Yeah, no, because I ain't doing that shit again, okay? Yeah.
There is from one of the larger aerodrome facilities, you can see a vehicular drone, an autonomous vehicle with a human being riding in the passenger seat that's yellow and marked maintenance, that is now headed towards the warehouse 4183.
Time to go.
Wait. Maintenance.
Patty doesn't see that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, Krill.
No, right, sorry.
Yeah.
I thought that was a generally conveyed. Never mind.
Human
Yep,
working for the facility in large drone. Potential behind said large drone yet to be decided. We should move.
okay. I'm climbing in.
Yep. Jacob just like climbs in on top of Patty. It's just like, all right, Dalton,
Krill,
let's get the fuck out of here.
as people step through one door, Krill like kind of busts out the back, throws open the trunk, and is like, okay.
Troy, you got her.
And like a shrimp ring, she just boop into the trunk.
Dalton is just leaning on the car, just waiting for everybody to get inside so he can push
Thank
his
you.
seat back and sit down. It's just like, yeah, everyone's squishing. Go ahead.
You know, what I don't understand, why does Karen get to ride up front? This is so stupid, okay?
Anyway, gets inside, closes the door, fires up the engine. Dalton turns to Karen. Are we heading back to the facility to do more ops, or do you want to just change
Just
locations like a
fucking punch
sniper?
Get out now.
Got
Just
it.
go.
Just
Kai,
chunky.
the drones are following the car. They are not inside it.
Okay.
Yeah, Dalton does like a chunky gear shift, almost. You can almost feel it in the car, the whole shift, and then he just takes off through the rock and dust back onto the main road.
Give me your roll.
So, Troy, what the fuck happened?
Please specify inquiry.
Okay, I don't know what's happening. Okay.
Why did the security get alerted? Or
-1.
There was a malfunction with one of the drones.
Oh, I need a roll. I need a roll from whoever asked him the question, and I need a roll from Troy.
all right,
So, Jacob and Patty asked, would they both roll?
0.
fuck it. All right, I got +2.
+0.
Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fucking people have lied to you in your life, but you're pretty sure this is the first time a fucking android lied to you.
A robot?
Yeah. A lot of fucking people have lied to you, but you're pretty sure, like, there's no way for you to be sure, but you're pretty sure this fucking robot just looked at you in your face and lied to you.
Taking it back, Jacob just like cocks his fucking, his head a little bit and looks Troy more firmly now. Because usually he would just kind of like just look in Troy's general direction, seeing as
Troy's
he's
expression has
robot.
not changed.
Either way, he just looks at him and just goes, "All right,
No.
what, because he's not too tech literate. He just goes, okay, so what sort of security protocols actually happened? Like, what happened in there? What happened in that net space y'all go to?
Troy, you're not actually. Well, you know what? Give me a roll. Yeah, you're not sure. You were down on the hardware layer, kicking around, and just something to do with either the hacker toolkit or the next IDS. You're not entirely sure, but something that passerby installed in your system apparently was monitoring the second software layer rather than the hardware layer, and that's where your alert came from. So you knew that there was activity up on the software layer and that it, heads up, something's scanning and sweeping. As to what was activated, as to what was activated and to what capacity, scope, and scale, you don't really know.
What was Jacob's question again?
Just like what protocol was tripped exactly that caused this?
Unknown security protocol.
Okay. So
Is it a hacker in the system or just like a general security system?
The general context would suggest that it was part of the security system for the warehouse. However, I cannot be certain for sure.
Right. I think y'all are losing the main question here, okay? Troy, you can be honest here. I'm not gonna get mad at you. Did you pilot the drone that caused the security protocol to activate?
Wait a second. Do you know that a drone caused that?
Yeah, he said a drone.
Okay. All right. Fine.
Troy said a drone malfunction causes disturbance.
Okay.
Yeah,
Was
but
he the malfunction?
Jacob responded in how he did, so I feel like Patty was like, so I was just like, hey, Troy, just full frontal,
We do have experience with our own teammates messing with tech.
Yeah. Well, I think we have experience with us fucking up.
Dalton.
Yeah.
Dalton, as this is occurring, you pressed the pedal to the floor, right? You described a squealing, a kicking, a swerving sort of situation, right?
Yeah.
You hit the road, and Karen, give me a roll. You're about the only one in a position. Krill, give me a roll too.
I just got
3.
full vision of Jacob's chest. That's what's happening here.
Pretty much, yeah. Like he's pretty much just straddled on top of her.
0.
Karen. Oh, congratulations! You both notice. Like you both equaled each other's roll. So while Dalton fucking squeals out onto the tarmac, Karen looking out the window as you turn, Krill with the trailing drones, both heads on the security guards by the gate just a little bit down the road, turn and seem to take note. No one seems to give chase, but you both noticed that both the guards looked your way. Where are we headed, kids?
Dalton, you certainly have a reminder that Krill is in your ear as you start hearing the robotic tones. Dalton, we've been seen. Please, serpentine.
Serpentine?
As Krill starts talking, Dalton revs the engine real loud over the sound of his earpiece.
Give me a roll.
Oh no.
I love you, AJ.
He's like, I don't want to fucking listen to the robot.
Yeah, as I roll this, Dalton's like, sorry, what was that, Krill? I couldn't hear you. One more time. 0.
Dalton, I think we.
What?
No, Dalton, we.
Dalton, why are you revving so loud? I'm trying to listen.
Well,
What was that, Patty?
Yeah, see, wait, hang on. Hold on. Okay.
Jacob, slap him for me.
No. Hang on, Patty, I need a roll from you. Krill, you legitimately think you've just got bad timing. You don't know you're being deceived here. You just think you have the worst timing in the world that, like...
-4.
Congratulations, you don't know you're being lied to either.
Okay. Alright.
Y'all just think this is a real loud car.
Pretty much, yeah.
And Karen is just laughing under her breath.
I am just headcanoning that Jacob doesn't understand how these old school cars work.
Dalton,
You know what? I'll take this engine over the fucking music they were playing earlier. Jesus.
Supra goes burr.
Caboose.
Security!
Yeah, couldn't hear you if you were talking, Caboose.
No, I wasn't.
Okay. I saw the mouth move, that's why. Okay, so where are we headed, Dalton?
So, I'm going to get that information from Karen, but for now, Dalton is not trying to leave, just trying to, like...
Okay, so are we doing, like, coast road? We're just sort of curving around the port up towards the edge of the peninsula, using some of the major traffic sections to just sort of blend into traffic?
Yes, exactly that. Trying to blend back into traffic and looking normal. It's why, like, Dalton wouldn't... If Dalton knew security looked at us, it wouldn't necessarily matter, because he's trying to merge back with...
Give me a roll.
The shade of everything. No problem. And as doing that, he is gonna ask Karen again. Are we going back to the base, or do we want to go to? Do we want to stick it out and figure something else out?
You consider yourself blended in.
Cool.
Well,
Blended in.
considering we have tripped the security and have a rather large drone heading to the specific warehouse that we need to get our stuff from, let's maybe take a little bit of a breather for a minute, maybe go home for a second.
As Karen says that, I rip into the other lane.
Ooh.
Give me a roll.
Oh my fucking head.
Oh my god, even I felt that back here. Ow.
Yeah, at this point, Jacob's chest is just firmly in.
Then I want rolls from anybody who feels they would have been affected by that. And Dalton, I still need a roll from you again.
Okay.
I got a +1.
You're
I
fine.
think Troy would be the only one
You're
not
fine.
affected by it.
Karina ain't feeling a goddamn thing.
No, she felt it. She's just like, fuck no. Not letting it sit.
0 for my roll.
Okay, so you're all physically fine, maybe a little mentally shaken. In fact, Krill, I'm gonna just say you take one mental stress.
Hey, Dalton, don't whip into the next lane.
No, sorry about that, Patty. That was a little aggressive. My bad.
Yeah, Jesus. And I'm like doing this, and as like the car is like revving, as I'm having to sit like complete anxiety in this moment, I'm looking at Jake and I'm like, I'm going to ream his ass tomorrow. Okay, I'm going to make him suffer at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Troy looks over to Patty and says, I can offer advice.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes, he can.
I turn and I take a moment as this robot just offered me advice on how to torture Dalton in exercise. Yeah.
ream an asshole citation.
Yeah, but you see, her brain's caught up a little bit.
Yep.
So she's like, hit me up once we get out of the car.
Reminder set.
Noted.
Dalton, that last swerve has attracted a couple of road pirates from the area. You're driving a pretty nice car, especially, I mean, it's an antique and it's in decent condition.
It's in good condition, I would
Right?
argue.
So yeah, there is now a van full of gangbangers and 2 motorcycles seemingly trailing you. They are getting aggressive and yelling, "Hey, what's going on?" and slapping the side of the car. "Hey, we just want to give it a look. Why don't you pull over, man?"
Oh, I just got it. I just got a let buffed out.
At this point, Jacob's like, his chest is still very much in Patty's face, but he starts seeing the slapping of the car, and he just starts looking over. It's just like, "Hey, what the fuck y'all doing? Just
What
you know,
you
hands
do?
off the
What
car,
you
bitch.
what you doing, man?
Who y'all claim?"
Actually, who do they claim? Where would you be? You would be right about there. So you'd probably be, that would be Saxon's territory by default, by the port. So these are going to be these are going to be Saxons by default.
Do they say Saxons?
No.
Okay.
No, you just,
All right. Cool.
you, Jacob, Karen, and Dalton probably could identify a Saxon on sight. Krill and Troy probably not.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they tend to. They've got a place out by the docks. Actually, the Saxons' place is a multi-story, glass-topped, sort of piered clubhouse. So, yeah.
Gotcha.
You now are engaged with a van full of Saxons and 2 motorcycle riders who are trying to pinch you and get you to pull over a little bit.
Right.
Dalton looks at Jacob. Do you roll with these guys? Should I be nice? Oh, fuck no. Okay. In that case, Dalton is going to shift gears, try to swerve out of the pinch, and he's gonna try and put Jacob's window, or I guess the passenger window, kind of angled to the 3 of them if I can, but at least a bike rider, and start like auto rolling that window down, and turns to Jacob and Karen, and is like, "Lean your guns out, folks. I'm not stopping the car."
I wrap my arms around Jacob's waist. I'm like, there you go. Go for it.
All right. So with that, now he's starting to lean out the window, and he just starts, with the help of Patty, he just starts he pulls out both of his SMGs, and he's just like, "How y'all want to play this? What y'all want to fucking do?"
Patty, give me a roll.
All
Jacob,
right.
give me a roll. Dalton, give me a roll.
He said, all right,
+3.
All right. I got a 0. Fuck.
0 as well.
Well, our 2 zeros are lucky because they're using their primary skills. So you 2 rolled +4s, and Patty rolled a +5, basically. So, congratulations, Jacob. You don't go tumbling out of the window.
It was certain death.
Yes. As Dalton pulls this curving maneuver, right? Patty holds onto you, and you can feel as those fucking forearms grip into your abdomen there. You hanging out the vehicle with your SMG. The bike to the right of the vehicle immediately swerves over and back, trying to put one of the passenger vehicles from the road beside you. A passenger from the van, on the other hand, behind you, leans out of that window and begins firing rounds at the Supra.
Well, since Jacob has his answer, he just immediately just starts letting off rounds on that bike that tried to pull away.
Give me a roll.
Okay, slash roll. -1. It's still
I'm just gonna
+3.
say Dalton is going to be angrier every time a bullet actually planks off of the car. It's one of his favorites.
Jacob, you managed with that +3. You managed to not strike the person in the car next to you, but you do miss the person on the motorcycle next to him. Because the guy's immediate maneuver was to put a vehicle between you. So the +3 was good enough to not execute some random person on the street, but not good enough to actually hit the motorcycle moving target. So you just, quick burst, and it just right in front of and a little bit over the driver's area of the car, just sort of, missing the guy on the motorcycle. The one on Dalton's side is going to take a swing at Dalton's window.
Oh, Jesus.
Dalton, would you like to react?
So he's riding up on his motorcycle next to my window. As he reaches his arm back, I'm gonna swerve into him.
No roll. Roll a roll.
Oh.
AJ,
There we
AJ.
you got it.
Yeah,
He's
sorry.
listening.
Let's go.
go.
It's just the dead stare for that moment of like, I do it.
No roll. I just do it.
You
Dalton.
swerve over, and you clear that by you succeeded with style. Congratulations, first person to properly succeed with style, which means you get to create an aspect. You get to put something on this field. So, example, you swerve over and you clip the dude on the bike, sending him and the bike to the road surface, right? Somebody could use a downed motorcycle to maybe shoot at, to blow it up in front of a van, and could use that as an aspect for a part of their role to invoke a fate point, or some other thing. You could spill oil all over the highway. You could smear this dude on the windshield of the back van, and cause a mental aspect back there. There's a whole bunch of stuff you could do. Be creative about it. But yes, you just succeeded with style. So what do you want to do with this dude, and how you want to do it, and what aspect you want to leave behind for it?
So what I do want to do, Dalton, as he smashes into the bike, he's going to adjust his speed in that moment so that he can pull it back a little bit and catch the handle on his windshield, on his rear view, and tips it again. Just another little flashy trick so that the motorcycle curves in towards his car, and then he's gonna rip away from it, so the bike comes in, lays flat behind him, and now there's a major piece of debris with one of their teammates on it, right between the van and us, going at high speeds. So in this split second, if someone would like to use that distraction in any way, including definitely I don't know what the level of explosive ability of a motorcycle is, but shooting that motorcycle, doing anything to distract the others, I would say is pretty open right now.
In fact, you'd be past lithium batteries at this point, Troy. We'd be using ultra caps, so high capacity capacitors that if you breach the walls on, get a little energetic very quickly.
Yeah. So I lay a trap mine. I create a trap mine on the road to be used.
The driver of the van goes to swerve out of the way.
Anyone with a gun.
Yeah, either way, Jacob sees sitting target, so it's just like, well, fuck it, let's let off some rounds on that thing.
Karen, trying to figure it out for yourself in the head, I saw it's swerving left because that's the easiest route to get out from you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should I hit a little-
Motorcycle guy is taking cover behind a vehicle on the right-hand side. A dude man from the left is now basically on the ground, sort of behind you. Van has very quickly trying to get around the motorcycle.
Could I still hit that motorcycle?
We need someone else to go. We've got
Oh,
you.
okay.
You went. Dalton went.
Can I shoot at it?
I mean, Patty
Go ahead.
could. She just lets go of Jacob
okay.
for a second.
Yeah, she could, but she's like kind of in the back there. It's not efficient at all.
Right, yeah.
Plus, if she lets go of Jacob, then he goes flying out.
On
True.
the other side of the car from me.
Yeah, that will be a difficult shot for you, Karen, for sure.
Huh.
Yeah, but you could mess with Dalton in the moment.
I mean,
But
Troy
also-
is here and he's pretty strong.
Doesn't Troy still have that pistol?
It's empty.
Um,
he gave it to Karen. That's right.
Oh, that's right.
Karen pulls out her pistol just to have it ready,
Okay.
and leans her head kind of towards the window and shouts out, "You stupid Kyoshi! You think that would scare me?"
The van behind you clips the motorcycle. He puts his right rear wheel right over his buddy and his motorcycle. So dude on the motorcycle, you hear a sickening, just a very quick crunching and da-da-dum sort of situation as that van goes up and over him with one tire getting out of the way and trying to swerve back. Whether they survive their swerving back drive check, we shall see. Ha! No, they don't. So when this vehicle goes to swerve left, it catches its back right tire, crushing his fellow gangbanger. And they go to swerve back right to try to get behind you in the lane, but it's an overcorrection and it's a van. It's top heavy, so it's got that wheel up in the air, and he swerves it back, and this van just tumbles onto its side and starts skidding, backing traffic up behind you.
Did we get it?
I think we got something, Patty.
Yeah, Jacob just looks down at Patty. It's just like, I think we got him.
Is it are we good? Okay.
2 of 3 bogeys neutralized.
Yeah,
Jacob,
Right.
give who's sitting in the passenger seat? Who is available in the passenger window? Jacob and Karen.
Yeah, that would be.
Okay, I need rolls from Jacob and Karen.
I think Troy's also by a
Plus
window,
2.
but
Troy's at the left
3.
driver's side window.
Karen,
Yeah.
shattering fucking glass and bullets hitting, just peppering the side. Take 2 physical stress.
What the fuck was that?
2 of 3 bogeys neutralized.
Hey, I'm sorry. I just got man ass in my fucking face right now.
Hey, is Jacob still good from the shrapnel?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, cool.
Karen basically took most of that for you.
Okay, nice.
At this point, since the team literally just got peppered, Krill's not gonna wait for them to do fancy card tricks anymore. One of her drones just kind of like sinks onto the bike, and I'd like to see if it has any electronic systems.
Give me a roll.
And if they are, I'd like to turn them right off as fast as they can. +1.
This whole bike is electric.
Yeah, Krill's just... I'd like to just hit its off switch right now.
Give me a roll.
Okay. Another +1.
It just, I mean, anybody ever seen an electric motor without electricity going to it? It's a brake. That bike just very quickly. Ugh.
How was the traffic coming from behind it looking, though?
Oh, it's backed up because of the van.
Oh, darn it. I was really hoping.
Yeah, no, you guys overturned a van in the middle of the highway.
They overturned their own
Understandable.
van.
You know, and
That was their
a
choice.
dude got crushed to death under it. So like, there's
I feel more bad about that one.
there's a
Just
little
imagine this.
bit of a mess back there.
Welcome.
Oh, and just 3 drones flying over him.
Saxon's van, 2 motorcycles, in the clear.
All right.
Dalton, give me one last drive.
Anyway, for the vine, Dalton's gonna rip a 360 drift
Give me a roll.
before peeling off.
Are we doing a donut or what's the?
It's
a
like
360
you know in
drift.
Fast and Furious, like in the second one where he like spins the car all the way around and he's like, "Fuck you!" while driving
Oh,
backwards.
that
Like
one, yeah.
I'm doing that without the stopping
Press
backwards.
enter
just,
and
just
roll.
one victory spin.
I saw you typing. Just press enter.
I put question mark roll. That was the problem.
-2.
-2.
Oh,
Okay,
this is
okay.
rough,
You
this
you
is
do
rough. Oh,
no,
God.
you do it.
For the vine,
You do
baby.
it. There's no traffic with you anymore. The vehicle that was between you and the motorcycle has like decided to like press the fucking pedal and get the fuck out of there because there's a van that got overturned and there's bullets flying. So it's essentially a clear road surface for you. 2 is enough to clear it. So you pull your Fast and the Furious maneuver, spin this car around, looking backwards at him, flipping him off as you spin it back around and head off where you're heading. What are you guys gonna do?
All right, I pull Jacob back in, and I like put him like off to the side a little bit. I like lean back. I'm like,
Give me a roll, Patty.
all right. +1.
It's a good arm workout. You at least you got arms in today.
Yeah, I'm just like, all right, that's one less thing to worry about tomorrow. And then I like look over to Jacob and give him a poke in the ribs. I'm like, nice ass. And then I lean back.
He just has a bit of a grin on because of what had just happened. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Ooh, did you fucking see that crash? Oh.
Yeah, those things flip easily. I can't believe you even tried to swerve back. Turn into it, my guy.
Yeah.
Turn into it.
Give me a couple months ago, I would have been there in 2 minutes to take care of that shit.
Ooh,
There was some decent driving there, Tex.
fuck those Saxon motherfuckers.
Appreciate it. Yeah, those are just to clarify. Those weren't your boys or anything.
No, fuck
We
'em.
didn't just. Okay.
Fuck 'em.
I will anybody who wants to, who would know that the Saxons exist, if you want a lore roll for a little more info on like what the Saxons get up to and what they do, feel free. You can throw me a lore roll.
How do you really give a shit? No.
2.
Oh, Dalton's gonna know who the Saxons are?
He's been a fucking getaway driver for like 50 fucking years.
Fair enough. Okay, hey.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't give a shit.
Okay, so Dalton rolled. Did Karen want to? Oh, what was your roll?
Yeah, it was +2.
Okay. Let's do it that way and that way. Okay, so Dalton, they're a general criminal enterprise. They do all sorts of like smash and grabs and kidnappings and armed robberies and that sort of stuff. You may have driven, you may have done messenger runs for them over the years. Karen, you've been around a bit longer, maybe seen a little bit like a peek behind, under the behind the curtains a little bit. They specialize in human trafficking.
Wonderful.
Yeah. They'll do anything to make a buck, but they specialize in human trafficking.
Okay.
Alright. I swear, every day I spend with you fucks just gets worse and worse. I love it.
That's kind of why I like it too.
Oh.
Beautiful.
Gets the blood pumping, all right?
At this point, Jacob takes up that last joint that he rolled from the first job, and he's just this is fuck it, just starts sparking up.
Hey, can I get a hit of that too?
Hey, don't be greedy, share. Same here.
You're driving, motherfucker. And he just
I'm not gonna be driving forever.
takes that first drag and he just hands it to Patty.
Yeah, I take it.
Question: is that faux pas still a thing with how much like self-driving vehicles are a thing these days?
Even if it's not a faux pas, like Jake, I can see Jacob not sharing with them.
Using any excuse not to share.
You know,
Pretty
actually,
much,
actually, I'm holding it. I'm like, I lean over towards Kara. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna have to take care of your face in a minute. Take a hit of this. It'll feel less painful later.
Take the edge.
I would say
Karen's
that
still shredded up.
whether that faux pas exists amongst the general public or not is neither here nor there. Amongst professional drivers and criminal getaway drivers who don't use automated driving systems for the very reason that they can be hijacked, controlled, and deliver somebody in front of the police station.
Yeah, we're in a
That
modern
that
system.
faux pas would probably continue to exist. Don't be getting high on the job sort of situation.
Hey, Troy, can you get high?
I am capable of simulating the effects of marijuana, but I cannot get high.
Okay. Can you act like you took your first hit of recent?
Troy takes a slightly more relaxed body position, and his eyes actually turn a slight color of red.
Hey,
Jesus
let's go.
Oh, the robot gets to pretend to get high, and I can't even really get high? Fine. No, it's fine. I'll keep,
You know
I'll
what?
keep it clear on
Here.
the road.
Dalton,
Look,
where are we headed?
Back to base.
Okay.
Before we make it, Krill would like to do a triple check to make sure that nothing is following us, including maybe someone else's drone.
As you enter, as you swing up the coast, one of the surface street coast roads from the port area, you were just getting onto the main interchange area. This is where you encountered the Saxons and had your little tete-a-tete with them, shall we say. As you run down the main interchange road, as you see the tube, the subway tube and interchange lines diving up and down into the ground and running next to you. As you look up and you can see the aerodrome traffic that is aligned with this road surface as it splits through the arcology and the buildings give way to it. All of a sudden the temperatures change and come down. The humidity comes up. The noise starts to have that reverberation to it, and it seems to get louder temporarily as you dive further into the city center. Give me a roll, Krill.
0.
Okay. You see no one following you.
Don't like that answer, but Krill's gonna have to take it.
Yep.
I believe we have lost any pursuance.
You know, remind me in the future, Troy, if we ever go back to Avery's bar, get you some of that C/slash again. That was.
You can it can be found. It's not just at Avery's.
Yeah, but Avery's special, okay? That was a special experience.
Fair enough.
Avery
Troy consumed C/slash?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the first time we met.
Yeah.
I was on the bar.
Yeah, we
Krill
all
was
kinda-
not in the room
yeah.
yet.
Yeah, we all popped up. He was naked as hell, so he got a beanie on, and then he kind of gave him like a motor oil with like C/slash in it. It was some trippy shit. It was so crazy to watch.
The sensation was interesting.
Yeah. Oh, so fuck
I'm
that
baffled.
Rubik's Cube.
We don't exactly get right to the base, right? Because the car won't fit.
Correct.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought we specifically chose a car that was just small enough to get through the alleyway.
We chose a car that was small enough for alleyways, but we picked it up like a few streets off from our.
Oh,
our base.
basically the way I said was it would probably take off the mirrors.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you're thinking of opening those doors,
we need one of those Japanese vans that are just stupid thin.
Dalton, give me a screwdriver.
also,
I'm not letting you take my mirrors off.
if you were to open the front garage door to the junkyard, you could angle the car into the garage in the same movement. You may have to rearrange some of the stuff because you do have a couple of smaller Connex containers in there as well. You might have to rearrange a couple of things, but if you opened that door and basically sacrificed the mirrors and the paint job on the sides, you could probably get this Supra down the alleyway and into that building if you so chose.
Yeah, if we want to keep, this is my personal favorite car. If we want to keep it, I don't mind banging it up in the alley so that we can fix it on site and I can do all that. That's not a big deal. But if we want this to be our local getaway vehicle, this is my pick for favorite. I don't know about everyone in the back though.
You know.
Kai, how fast mentally could Krill consider a deployable mirror system blueprint and have it on AJ's display right now?
A deployable what?
The whole idea is like the mirrors would just.
I mean, you could probably do that in a day and then like a few hours worth of crafting.
Oh yeah, so like it comes to her brain quite easily. And so yeah, just AJ on your dashboard, you just suddenly just bloop, a small little blueprint. No.
Oh well, I mean, time to render the blue. Like yeah, you could have the blueprint within a couple of minutes, maybe less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just low graphic wireframe display of this telescopic mirror system appears in AJ's dash.
I mean, as a classic car enthusiast, it breaks my heart to break into a car like this, but I also want to keep using my car, so I don't mind this idea. He looks towards the back, completely forgetting how comms pieces works, and just yells past the whole crew. That's a pretty good idea, Krill. I don't hate it.
Everyone's ears.
Yeah, I'm just like,
No, he's past me. I'm fine.
No, your
Well,
earpiece.
She's covered in glass.
hey,
Oh.
Dalton.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's
Yeah.
right. That's what that is.
Dude, you
my
had
bad.
phones when you were growing up. It's the same feeling.
It's been a long time.
Dalton's just so used to speakerphone still.
Oh my
I
god.
I swear, it's like, I don't.
For quite a
he's
few years, their cars were phones. It was all the same tech.
Jacob, he was a Zoomer, right? We aren't just living like with a guy like before then who just.
Jacob's arm is just like wrapped around Patty's neck at this point, and he just gives a little fucking shrug, just like I don't fucking.
I don't fucking know. Give me another hit of that shit. Just.
And he reaches up there and it's like, hey, don't hog.
My oxygen sensors have noticed something. Is there a fire in the vehicle?
Yes. just unambiguously.
It's okay, Krill. We planned for this. This is a planned fire.
Wait, Krill.
Understood.
You got lungs?
I have a working. She stops on the word working. I have a lung.
So, okay. Alright, I think we can work with this, Jacob.
He just gives that shrug, just like, oh, fuck it,
Have you... Okay. Alright, as soon as we get parked, I'm gonna give her a hit of this. see what
Speaking
happens.
of parked, unless
see
God
it.
himself has another plan, the screeching of the paint starts ringing through the car as I'm trying to get it through the alleyway. I haven't waited for us to move anything, so those mirrors get clopped off, just clink clink clank, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna fix that. I hope.
Give me a driving check.
accidentally runs into a corner of a building. Conk!
Yeah, +1.
He magnificently
Oh my god.
comes around this corner into this alleyway with just one smooth drift into it. And in that cornering, in that drifting, I think all of you do not trust a human being. If we're robotic, if we're Troy and Krill, you don't think the human biology can hit this that accurately. And if you're human, you're just freaked the fuck out. But as he slides that back end around, that front end just lines up and those tires squeal and all of a sudden they just grip and that car shoots forward straight at that alleyway and those mirrors come off. That paint just gets scraped right up, but he hit it dead on. He's just zooming right down the fucking alleyway and you're home. That Supra moving at that speed down that alleyway is not that long of a distance. It was very quickly you got right up there.
Hey, Jacob?
What's going on?
What's in this shit?
It's just Bud. It's one of the
What
few
the
connects
fuck was that?
have.
Okay.
I don't know.
Good shit.
Krill's impressed. Krill's impressed by that accuracy.
That was highly improbable.
Oh,
The vehicle just took 3 more bullets, and you hear Jigu screaming from the from the noodle cart. I'll kill you, motherfuckers!
lean out the window.
Stop
No, Jigu, it's
shooting,
us.
Jigu!
It's us. It's us. I got you
God,
back. We
God
got each other's back.
damn it! I swear to God, now you fuckers, you take over, you fucking move in, you don't tell me shit, now you're fucking driving cars down the goddamn alleyway, you do this shit again, I'm gonna kill all you in your sleep.
Do you want a hit of a joint?
I already got my own, motherfucker.
Alright.
Who here, just give me notice rolls. Just give me notice rolls.
I'm high.
A lot of ya.
-1.
Just all terrible notice rolls.
That's amazing.
-1.
For some reason, Krill's drones are
Oh, no,
distracting.
I got a good
Oh,
one.
I got a plus zero.
+3.
I got a zero. I got a zero.
I got a +3 because I have one.
Jacob.
Bots are distracted.
Jacob.
What's up?
Shiku's drip has increased. His drip be looking fine all of a sudden. Just saying.
Jacob just leans out the car. It's just like, he's obviously a little buzzed visibly.
And I'm like, hey, hold on, and I like grab your waist again.
he just looks out, just like, yo, where'd you fucking get those threads, bro?
Courtesy of my sugar mama over there. And he points at Patty.
And I'm handing the blunt over to Karen as I'm trying to hold Jake, and I'm like, what?
Don't you worry, mama.
There's just a raised eyebrow from Jacob as he looks down at Patty, just like, what the fuck are you doing with this kid?
Kai.
Yes.
As he says that, the brain's getting baked at the moment, and she starts thinking of like, what? It's sugar mama, money. Can I like make a roll to see if she makes the connection?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna say I want 2 rolls. I want a disadvantaged roll.
Okay.
Because you are getting high.
I got a +0 then.
You don't have anything on your notice. No.
Okay, no. I swear, I have done nothing here, okay? I bought some noodles, and he's an asshole. I don't know what he's talking about. He's full of shit, okay? The kid's full of shit.
Speaking of sweet, honey.
Oh, don't bite me with that shit, bitch. But
He is.
Okay.
Jigu has pulled out a cigar and a cigar cutter.
Dalton's gonna step out of the car after being like head and hands, finally getting Shigu to stop shooting at his car. He's gonna get out and walk up to him. On God, kid, if you be extra like that and fire rounds at my car again, I swear to God, you can kill all these people in your sleep. You can kill me in my sleep. I don't care. You shoot this fucking car again, I swear to God, we're gonna have a fucking issue. This is the only thing I like. Can we not fucking put more holes in it, please? God damn.
I know, man. I hear you. Antique's mad at you. I got it.
Jesus Christ, it's not an antique, it's a fucking classic.
So are you.
Hey, Jacob, can you get off my ass now? Come on.
Right. And he just fucking
Yeah.
at this point he's hopping out the car too behind Dalton.
You're like halfway out, and she just pushes him by the ass, just like get out. Come on, Troy. And she gets out.
Oh, that's right.
Give me a second. We just got here. And she like walks around the back and opens it up and like pulls out Krill. All right.
Not easy back there.
All right.
As Krill gets out, Dalton yells back, "Don't spill any of your soup in the back. I've already got enough to clean."
Soup?
I don't know
When
what
Troy
she's
gets
made
out, he
of.
walks over to Patty
Mm-hmm.
and asks, "Yo, so do you still want some advice on ass reaming?"
This is so dank.
All right. Okay.
I am searching the web for this word.
Okay.
Oh God, no.
Okay.
Why
Troy?
did I search that? Never. No.
Okay, Troy.
Deleting
Troy.
from memory. Deleting from memory.
Okay, Troy. Give
What were
me
you talking
30
about?
minutes to get this out of my system, and whenever you talk to me about this, don't be like this. Be like your normal self.
All right, ending marijuana simulation in 30 minutes.
This is gonna be a good 30 minutes. You want a snack, buddy?
Oh
That's what I call a glow up.
Okay. Hey, Karen, you still got that hit?
What?
You got that hit?
Bud.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, cool. I take it, and I'm like, hey, Krill, try this. Just take a little whiff. Just half a second.
You look at a mechanical face, and it's you putting the bud to it where you realize you have no idea where the oxygen intake is. There is no mouth.
How do you breathe?
Induction ports?
Can you point me towards the closest one? That's
Patty's
not
gonna
gonna be
learn
in
how to
your
do a
butt.
reaming.
She's kind of like not comfortable with this range of questions.
Like, is it on
But
your
she
arm?
nervously points to a vent on her neck.
Cool. All right. I'm going in for the gill. And I just hold it up and I'm like, all right, can you like suck in more air in this moment through that induction port?
I
It's like-
don't.
Give me a roll, Krill. Give me a roll, Patty.
Oh God.
+0.
We got +1 for Crow.
That's if the little notes I have about her don't come into conflict, because I might have to roll at disadvantage.
Well, I mean, either way, you have no willpower.
Oh, this part, yeah, no.
Can Krill say no to drugs?
Yeah, Krill can't really say no to drugs. She's just like,
I'm like, oh, like if okay, I'm just gonna say
Oh,
like, look,
okay.
Krill,
And
look.
you just
Yeah.
hear a small fan kind of
Yeah.
whir somewhere
Yeah.
deep inside her.
It whirs for a second. As soon as she starts hearing it, she holds it for a second and she pulls it back. She's like, all right, took a little bit of whiff, not too bad. I don't know how your lungs be working, so I just want to make sure we're not gonna fuck you up too much. So here you go, Jacob. Take that back.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yep.
Krill keels over.
Oh God.
Watch
Okay.
out for her soup.
Krill,
It's all right. You got the medic in the house, and I'm gonna make sure she's okay. That
Krill?
She
call it.
Tails.
It is tails.
No.
Is that good or bad? I don't know.
Depends if
I guess
Krill
we'll
wants
find
it to be or not.
Oh, you got a choice.
You look at a twitching body, and your eyes are capable of medical scan, right?
Yup.
Her vitals are slowly dropping.
Ah, shit.
no.
All right.
Wait,
Okay. Fuck.
wait,
I pull
Patty,
out my backpack.
Patty.
I'm like setting the oxygen.
As Patty
Yeah.
is seeing this scan, and we see this scan through Patty's eyes, and Patty goes
Yeah.
into fucking mode, and the motion slows down as that backpack comes over the shoulder. Jacob, Dalton, Karen. Patty not so much, Troy not so much, Krill not so much. Dalton, Karen, Jacob. There's a twitching robot thing on the ground in front of you who has just been given some weed. There's a sex bot looking upon this. You've just come back from flubbing your trial mission for Freebooter. You've just gotten punked again by a 12-year-old who's apparently on the come up, right? Y'all can't even get your shit together, and this kid's like rocking some like new G Sports and shit out there, right? He's on the come up, and you're just left with this impression of we are a bunch of fuck ups. Black intermission. This isn't hacking.
This is a medical crafting and hacking check.
So what you're gonna?
Ooh.
So what you tell me?
You're good at
is
crafting, but not narratively. Like that's
Yeah.
you have a craft roll, but like the fact of the matter is you can't. Caddy can't apply that craft roll to building a network or fixing a car, right?
Yeah.
Like it's things that craft roll applies to Patty's ability to like field dress a fucking wound and that sort of thing. So like this is a craft roll basically, but like there's like
So what you're telling me is I'm gonna need Troy in this. Okay.
Yeah, Troy and Dalton actually.
yeah. This is
It's
very
like
much
group
a
surgery situation.
team exercise sort of situation.
Yes.
Well, I hope you're all ready.
So, I'll just I think I'll just leave this part included. We haven't officially started again, but like I'm pretty sure I won't trim this out just to leave the explanation as to like what's going on and why.
Yeah, start at the question.
Yeah.
At the like
Yeah. So
start at the teasing about how well Patty's gonna do here.
yeah.
Um
Are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm here.
I have a question for you.
Uh-huh.
Krill, she is twitching. Her lungs are not responding well. Her body is intoxicated.
Mhm.
And her system does not have the filters to work this out.
Mhm.
How is her brain doing?
I don't-
Is it... Go ahead.
I don't know. Do you have any blood-brain barrier situation?
Yeah, because the brain is completely submerged in its own tank.
Okay, so
And
then
so
it's
it is-
electrical gear that connects to the brain, right?
Yes.
Then your brain would be fine.
Okay, so it's just her body. All right. Krill's drones kind of... Anyone who's looking about, the drones are aimless. All of her processing power is inside her brain.
Noted.
Everyone, all of your devices, fire the fuck up with a repeating message that is deleting itself behind it. It is just pinging like crazy. I need to be networked.
Okay, Troy, pick her up.
Troy leans down and starts cradling Krill in his arm. He's like, "Yo, Krill, you cool?"
Hey, shut off the marijuana protocol. Get her to the lab.
Troy goes, back to being upright and stiff and says, "Right away, returning her to the lab."
We're moving. Let's get moving. Get my bag. We're going. All right. Get her to the closest network. Plug her in. Yeah. All right.
Patty, the vitals.
Dalton in the back is just like, but follows.
Karen follows too.
I
Karen
want. How much does Krill weigh?
Troy could? I don't. Okay, so if we're working off of who Troy was like inspired by, Data could lift Krill.
Okay.
Troy's not superhuman strength, but he is quite a bit above average.
Like at a
If
point
it
where
comes
like
down to it, like Patty's gonna be putting leverage where she can.
Like, he's not data strong.
he's not Data strong. Okay.
He's not data strong.
How much does
pretty
Krill
fucking
weigh?
He's not data strong. Huh?
How much does Krill weigh?
I'm pretty sure we put her down to like somewhere under 500 pounds.
We talking 400 or what?
Like we're looking somewhere like 470, 480.
Oh fuck! So yeah, that's definitely gonna need to be more than.
You
Bitch
do not
needs to lose some
understand.
weight.
So
Her left leg is military mech tech that's just been slapdashed on her. Oh, sorry,
So-
that's her right leg. She's just
So she's
fucking-
she's kicking
okay,
she's kicking around like 215 kilos, that sort of territory. So
Troy,
like,
can you pick her up?
give me a roll, Troy.
Alrighty. Should I add anything to it?
I always take
Well,
care of you guys'
All right.
additions for
While
you.
that's happening, I'm pulling out a blanket.
+3.
And
Okay, there we go. Let me just consult really quick.
Right.
You know what? For a fantastic roll, Troy, it's not the easiest thing you've ever done, and you can definitely feel you're sort of pushing your limits on this one, but maybe a sense of urgency.
All right. Dalton, run ahead, open the lab doors, clear off the space. Come on, let's go.
Oh, okay. Dalton starts moving, doing what Patty asked.
All right, cool. All right, follow me, Troy. Let's go.
Dalton, give me a general. Dalton is a klutz roll.
Oh.
High stress situation. Dalton, let's just.
-1.
Minus. Oh god.
I'm good. I'm gonna say you trip right in the doorway, Dalton.
Jesus
As
Christ. All right.
Yeah. At this point, Jacob
Yeah.
just fucking runs over and literally just jumps over Dalton to clear that table.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, just drag him out of the way.
I feel like I should do due diligence
Yeah.
and check Jacob on that one, just to
fuck it,
see. I'm. Okay.
Alright, there we go.
Okay, that's a +5. You fucking clear him. Even though like he rolls over and an arm comes up, you fucking like just sort of Michael Jordan over that. The legs split. Fucking yeah, right over him.
And
Just
as
straight
he's
up
rolling
roll.
around and Jacob's jumping over, he's like, "Help me up, Jacob!" And he just clears him.
Yeah.
Jacob, can you go get the fucking lab on? And I'm like running over to Dalton and I'm pulling him out of the way. Fucking large
Rolled
ass.
over again.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're making our way to the lab. I'm like making sure there's nothing else in the way as I'm trying to get Troy inside. And I'm like, all right, where's the network? Okay. Where's the closest network port?
There's sort of the work area. There's a bed and a whole lot of equipment that sort of is associated with and around that you normally would use to work on augmentation, cybernetics, that sort of thing. It's
Okay.
right as you
All right.
walk in there.
Troy, set her on the bed. I'm gonna look for like a network port as I'm like trying to find one in the moment. I'm like,
Give
shit,
me
there's so much
a
shit
roll.
around here.
Give me a roll.
All right. I don't have any.
As Patty's looking around, Dalton meanders into the room behind everyone finally.
Yeah.
+4. Oh, thank God.
Congratulations, your investigation. I will call it like that battle focus. In fact, what we'll do is, I mean, we can. Okay, Dalton, roll twice. You're rolling with a disadvantage narratively at this point. But Karen and Jacob, give me rolls too.
All right. /roll.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
Fuck.
Oof, -1, -3.
And you were
+1.
+1. Okay, so Karen, +1.
rolling.
Jacob was a 0 +0 +1 +1. Look, both of you notice. I don't know if the gravity of it, I don't know if the impressiveness of it necessarily carries. You're not really aware to that degree, but you do notice Patty just fucking like on a dime switched on here. Like this dysfunctional, aggressive, bitchy fucking drunk, right? Who is just nothing but a pain in your ass at this point. Like instantly just like saw the fuck up and went to work. And like for some reason just grabbed the right thing. Just fucking boom, boom. Like, you know, not even really looking, not even really paying attention. But Patty has just like engaged here. And like, yeah, like the two of you notice that. To what degree? Decide for your own characters, I think. But like, yeah, Patty, go.
All right. I'm like, all right, there it is. I sink it into whatever socket I need to do, and I'm like,
You
okay,
find it with ease with that.
yeah. She's connected. I'm like, all right, cool. Troy, run like a basic network protocol. Make sure everything's intact. Make sure there's nothing wrong with her. I'm going to check on the medical lung. So do that. Give me an update. And I'm like going to her body at the moment, and I'm going to see if I can run any kind of like medical scan to see what's the issue going on my end.
Troy, give me your roll. Patty, give me a roll as well. And then we might need another one from Troy after that.
+3.
-2. Fuck.
Patty, this entity that lies before you is truly more machine than human. There's a learning curve here.
Yeah.
Troy, you actually like you respond, man. Like for whatever reason, for whatever internal dialogue that Troy applies for this, for whatever reason, Troy fucking switches on as well and jumps in there and starts running a diagnostic. You understand how to run a hardware diagnostic. You have to run hardware diagnostic for yourself. The concept is innate to you. The execution may be a bit different given the slapshod absolute D-tier fucking work that created Krill in the first place. I mean, let's face it, when we talk about like streamlined hardware and like, you know, engineering precision, you definitely are, you know, the reigning champ. You were put together by a top tier corporation intentionally, not just some psychopath fucking around, right? So like you immediately engage and you get in there and you start running a diagnostic on the system. Give me another roll.
Watch this one be terrible.
I believe in you. As I'm like fully.
+2. All right, I'll take it.
Yeah.
You bing, bing, bing. Dude, there's a series of chemical filters that need to be applied here. There's a set of molecules in her body that that Krill has no methodology for filtering out of the bloodstream. There's no actual liver here to do this process. There's no kidneys to do this process. There's no accounting for this sort of external this external toxin in the bloodstream. So you need to somehow craft a filter and filter this filter Krill's fluid system, as it were, or bloodstream, we'll go ahead and call it, right?
Okay. So
You do. There is also a junction at one point in which artificial blood is cycled, and the other one is coolant fluid.
Yeah, Dalton steps up next to the table. I don't really know a lot about all this medical stuff, but
all right.
I don't know if you need it. And he drops an oil pan on the.
Also for flavor before, because Karina put it in chat, but Karina's technically unconscious right now, or not doing too great. The drones are actually like whizzing around the room and grabbing purchase and sort of freaking out and sort of like chittering and whining and sorts. So like the drones seem to be exhibiting concern as well.
All right. At one point, one gets in my face, and I push it out of the way, and I turn to look at all the drones. All right, you're all in my fucking way. Go sit over there if you're not doing anything. I don't know if they register that at all, as I turn immediately to Troy. Troy, what's the issue?
All but one listens.
Karina just rolled for that. So yeah.
Okay.
There is a buildup of cannabinoid toxins in Trill's blood system.
So she can't filtrate it?
She lacks any ability to filtrate toxins from her blood.
Okay, this is what we can work with. Okay, fuck. Alright, Dalton, if you can get me, like, some mechanical, filtration process, I appreciate it, and I start, looking into the bag as I start looking for any, like, on the more human side component, because I'm like, look, if we can't filtrate it, that means we're gonna have to create an external filtration system. So, like any fucking car, Dalton, right? Like, if the oil's not running inside, we gotta get it running outside, okay?
Give me a roll, Dalton.
Yeah, it's in chat. +1.
Yeah, dude, you're on point.
Yeah. So I pull out a few like random car filters for different ports from different parts of cars, and I'm just like, I got this.
Yeah. Patty doesn't know special fancy language. All she knows is action words. That's what she knows. So she's like, all right. So she starts digging in her bag. She's got her gloves on, and she's like, all right, cool. So we're gonna create two processes for the different chemicals. We're gonna have them filtrate out the cannabis, and then we'll put them back together as a intertwined system. Okay. Do I need to make a roll for my part?
Yeah. You know what? I'll take a roll for that as well.
Okay.
And Dalton is gonna start doing what he
+0.
knows how to do about like hooking up a new filtration system or like a filtration system to a mechanical system. So do you want to roll on that?
Yes.
-2. I'm not finding the port.
Yeah. What were you rolling for? What was the description you gave me?
I was looking to install the filter onto
Oh,
a
okay. So like the
mechanical
hose
part.
connection, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I got a +0 for mine.
Okay, you're fine on yours, Patty. Dalton though, God, I feel Krill narrated that the blood is right next to the coolant. I feel like that's probably what has just occurred as you've tapped into the coolant.
And as soon as I start seeing the stream of coolant coming out, I'm like, wait, no, wait,
I'm
wait,
gonna
there's
need
something wrong here.
I'm gonna need a roll from Patty then.
Yeah. Okay. +0.
Hang on. Yeah. Wait. Yeah, you don't notice that.
Shit, okay. I'm just running on my end. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm getting it through. I'm getting it all set up. Okay. So what we're going to be doing I'm almost like losing sight of Dalton, as I assume he's just doing fine on his end a little bit. Because I'm like, it's in that moment as we're working on this, there's almost that flashback that almost kind of happens in her head as she's like working with her partner. And it basically is like she's she's almost like projecting that old partner vibe onto Dalton in this moment, not realizing the actual circumstance occurring.
Troy, give me a roll. Karina, give me an explanation in chat, please, as to what would happen if someone began draining your coolant instead of your blood.
Don't ask why. Just ignore it.
You would. Let's see. Where's my Troy bot? There's my Troy bot. Okay, so Troy doesn't. There is no. Troy has disconnected from the diagnostic system. I would imagine it's his time, having delivered the sort of the information that was critical. You wouldn't be actively running a diagnostics then. Well, we'll just wait for this description really fast, and then we'll figure out what direction this heads.
Yeah. Basically, Patty assumed her partner was competent in this
Oh,
moment.
okay. Okay. So, Patty.
Yeah.
Give me a roll, actually.
Okay. Oh, God. Please, 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 please. +1.
I mean, you've got those shock pads. It's, to what degree does Patty's sense of touch, after this many years as a battlefield medic, having those augments?
She still has to be sensitive to be able to feel things as a medic, to be able to see what's going on.
Then I'll say that Patty notices Krill is starting to get warm.
Hey, Troy, why is she getting warm?
Troy's going to attempt another diagnostics, I guess.
Give me a roll, Troy.
Alrighty.
On.
+2.
Troy's been killing it. Honestly, I think Troy might sort of notice. I think that there's Troy would track performance data, right? Mm-hmm. That's the sort of thing Troy would do. He'd track performance data. And I wrote here in my notes, Troy killed it in his diagnostics, right? You immediately knew what to do. You immediately got that data out. And the second that Patty was like, I need something's going wrong, get back in there. Troy ran that diagnostic, and Troy comes back with, the coolant's there's a lack of, the coolant has been drained and the processor temperatures are increasing. But I think in that moment that Troy might notice as well that hey, I'm good at this.
All right. I'm Troy, keep an eye on that temperature level. Give me a hairball idea of what's the hottest it can stand before it starts to warp the metal, okay? Dalton, why is the metal heating up? What would cause machines to heat up?
Dalton, looking really awkward considering he's heard all this diagnostic back and forth between them, points at the dish that he's been emptying the coolant into, and he goes, I bet that's the problem.
Jesus Christ, Dalton! And I
don't know which one of these hoses are for what. I've never worked on a person before.
Pull it out, and I'm like, Jesus, okay. Put that coolant back inside her once you got. And I have to hold the anger for a moment.
Wait, I need a quick, just do this vocally. Karina, how does it work?
At this point, you just oxidized all that shit. You need to replace.
Oh,
consider a blood transfer. Granted, you could probably get any coolant anywhere. It'd be like dirty oil at this point.
Okay, would Dalton know that?
I think so at this point. Dalton at least work with enough electronic vehicles that
Dalton, it's just coolant, man. It's just coolant. Just go get some fucking coolant, man.
All right, I rip into the yeah, we have a whole warehouse, so I go check what coolant we have, and if I have to give me
a roll. Just give me a roll.
Don't make me stab the Supra. I don't want to do this.
Troy has no. Dalton has
+3.
Holy shit!
+3.
Good on you, because you have no points in resources. Yeah. But yeah, man. Here's the deal. They were working on getting the mech, right? It was a slow project. The mech doesn't run now, but they were working on getting the mech. Dude, there's containers of like look at the map, look at the actual like warehouse map.
Like, there's you found not just coolant, you found robotic coolant for the mech. Like, you found exactly what you're looking for.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there's plenty
to do
here.
that? Is Dalton leaving to do that?
Oh yeah, Dalton's in the warehouse apparently. Grabbing,
all right.
just
Aaron,
grabbing a
Aaron,
container.
I need you.
Yeah.
Are you standing there? Get over here.
Me?
Yeah, come on.
Sorry, Kai was talking at the same time. I wasn't sure if
Yeah, you're good. You're good. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we need to do is make sure all the other external components are running, and then we keep the core temperature. If we can get like some basic like ice compression, this way we don't like sink any water into it. But if we can keep it cool until we can properly get the coolant back in there, that's what we need to be doing this moment. Okay, so I take out like some cold packs out of like my bag, wrap them up. I'm like, hold these against like here, here, and here.
I have 2 hands, but okay.
Oh, you've got an elbow.
I was gonna say that.
Okay. All right. So basically, we're trying to keep the metal cold enough as I'm starting to try and start filtrate the blood and try to filtrate where the cannabis eventually removes itself.
And I just want to ask quickly to Kai, in the map, are the canisters for like are they these massive large ones in the right corner, like what I need to call Jacob for help?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay. So I'm like I walk into the warehouse and I see these massive, obviously 2-man canisters full of what can be used as liquid coolant, and I turn back and start yelling for Jacob.
Hearing this, Jacob just, runs over almost instantly, because of the good old robot legs, and he just starts looking at these canisters. It's just like, he looks over at Dalton. And is like, "Is this what we need?"
Yeah, man, lift with your legs. Let's go.
Right. And he just, and just little hand rub and just goes straight for the barrel.
Give me
I grab it with him.
give me a joint roll.
All right.
There you go.
There we go. Oh Jesus.
And
I had the map open. Sorry.
okay, no worries.
Oh,
Plus 1.
shit.
Okay, so it's Jacob I need to check actually.
You should have 3
Yeah,
athletics.
you're fine. You're fine. It's a little bit of physique too. But yeah, you guys are fine. You get it back to the room.
Okay. Troy, how's the internal temperature doing? Are we doing fine? Are we going too high? Give me a number.
What is it? I would say Troy's still kind of, monitoring and diagnosing things, so he probably has a readout of the temperature.
Uh-huh.
Is it good?
Krill, give me a roll.
Oh God.
You're fine.
Okay, +1.
You're in the yellow.
Troy, on your little HUD, you saw there was a backup protocol, and its efficiency had started swapping to a self-cooling. Like, literally the point was to run slower on purpose mode. Internally. But could I also get a notice check from Troy?
Alright.
Patty as well, actually.
Okay.
Patty wouldn't notice.
No, not internal. This is external.
-3.
Troy does not notice.
I also have my
+0.
hands on
Yeah.
you. Should I also roll?
Yes.
Although that would be a -2 because Troy does have +1
Minus
to
1.
notice. Is that still same thing?
Yeah,
not-
nobody noticed shit.
Okay.
Did Karen roll?
Yes, I have
Yeah.
minus
Oh,
2.
right. Sorry. Yeah,
Nobody noticed shit.
No one sees what's going on with the drones then.
No, okay.
Well, a drone in particular that didn't listen to Patty.
Troy, how's it looking?
Temperature is still on the rise, but we're not within critical range yet.
Okay, once it starts hitting right before critical, tell me, okay?
Monitoring.
Got it. All right, you got that coolant?
Yeah, right here, right here.
Alright, awesome, cool. And I basically take the old coolant, I dump that out, and I make sure to give it a good like once over, and then I'm like, all right, put the coolant in there. We're going to start filtrating it in there.
Whoever's going to be inserting the coolant, I need a roll from.
Dalton, having screwed up, is gonna try and reclaim his crafting glory.
Okay.
Please. Ah, God.
That's a 0. That's a 0 total, isn't it?
No, it's a 1. It's
That's even better.
it's a 1, which is average. So, like, what we're gonna say is about 50% of the coolant that's intended to go into the coolant port makes it into the coolant port. So this process is not exactly efficient, and we're gonna add an aspect to the room here, covered in coolant.
Cool. I'm like, I
Ain't
pull
the
off.
first time Troy's been covered in fluids.
All right, I take off the old gloves. I put on some new gloves. I'm like, Karen, put these on. And, speed it up. Do you want her to die?
I want to roll from Patty.
All right. Just keep in mind, she's starting to filtrate the blood so she can get out the cannabis.
Yeah, and when
That's a plus 0.
When the coolant was spraying, Dalton's just like, sorry about that. Sorry, just spraying coolant in his own face.
Okay.
It's fine.
Then you're fine. Yeah, Patty, continue as you do. Act the scene.
I think at this point we're starting to reach towards the end where we can start filtrating the cannabis out, and basically as the coolant's starting to sink in, I assume the temperature is going to start slowly decreasing.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, we can take off the ice pads. Let's make sure. Okay, so everything's starting to filter out. And hey, Troy, give me another diagnostic. How's the function levels? Is she starting to return to normal? Is she doing good, or is she still doing bad?
How are they, Karina?
Pardon me. Low efficiency mode is already turned back off, and the backup has resumed.
There is noticeable progress in her condition.
We can take a breath now. I'm going to keep an eye on her. Troy, say the diagnostic.
I
Press
do not
volume.
need to breathe.
I'm
So
going to take a breath.
It does state artificial diaphragm has, is able to move again.
Okay. Do I need to manually make the diaphragm function, or is it just going to function on its own?
No, the system couldn't breathe for a bit because you overclocked it. It was
Got
too. It's trying again. It's getting back.
Yeah. Oh. I meant to do that.
Maybe don't do that again.
Yeah.
Can
I'm
I
just,
fix my face?
What you got for us, Ty?
I pull off a glove and I just like rub my hand across your face to rub some of the coolant off.
Oh.
Good job. Good job.
No, like my face is all cut up.
Yeah, in
Oh,
glass.
right.
Shit.
Right. Cool. All right. Give me a minute. All right. I'm kind of like starting to wind down now as Karen is like, or Krill is recovering, and I'm like, all right, cool. I get out some rags and like wiping it off, and I'm like, Jesus, that did a fucking number. And I'm like just kind of just gently disinfecting the wounds, making sure that I can like cover them to where they can start healing.
Well, thank you, Patty. It's nice to see that you are capable of handling some things quite nicely.
I'm good at one thing and one thing only.
Better than nothing.
Dalton kind of falls forward on his elbows on the table where Krill is, like not a little away from her. It's just like, we are so fucking bad at everything.
just walk up to Troy. I'm like, hey, Troy,
Yes, Patty.
good job. High five.
Troy high fives you, and he's a little less gentle than he probably should have been.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, well, it's like kind of mechanical. I'm like, all right. Who wants to take a shower first? 'Cause
There is no shower in this building.
Oh.
Yep.
God damn it.
Whoever
Step
wants to go
outside,
ask
honey, if
Jigu, he
you wanna
probably
get
has
the
some.
shower.
I at least need to change clothes. So, yep.
Karen is correct. You could literally just step outside.
Yeah, you could just let
You know
the
what?
bullet
Fair.
flash off.
I take off my shirt and I'm just covered in a.
Is that even water that's falling down?
It is condensation mixed with the grime and sludge of a very large city.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you know what? Patty's felt worse. It's better than coolant at this point.
So
And,
natural
she-
Quebec water.
She pulls off her shirt and you can just see like the muscles and like kind of move around. And she's like, "All right, give me like 5 minutes. You got me on comm. If something starts happening, I'll rush back inside." And she steps out and takes a breath.
At this point, Jacob's just like, well, job's kind of just done here, and decides to just join Patty out in the sludge rain.
Dalton's gonna hang back with Karen.
Troy's just gonna look for a towel.
Troy, honey, what you looking for?
I'm looking for a towel.
Oh, grab me one if you find one.
Noted. Should I roll anything? Does he find one? What?
I mean,
You want to address the question that pretty much is underlying all of this? Is there even a toiletries room?
there is not.
Where the fuck? So what you're telling me is he didn't shit in the place he worked. Got it.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Or we don't know how he did yet.
Or did he even shit? What maybe he just got rid of that process?
There's just a shit bucket somewhere.
Oh no.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
I forgot to check if they've been using it for a shitter. God damn.
Oh no! Oh my god! I hate you guys.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, yes.
Jesus.
Tell you what, Troy, give me a roll.
For what?
Just give me a roll.
Anyone?
No, Troy.
Oh, okay.
I'll roll for shit in the mech.
-2.
Oh god.
You not only do you not find a towel in your search, what you do with the information that the mech had been converted to a porta potty inside, that's up to you. But you do not find a towel.
I don't even think that's going to register to Troy right now.
Fair enough.
What?
Out of character, has it actually been converted into a porta potty, or was that just a joke? Oh my god!
You literally just rolled for that.
Yeah.
It was spoken into existence, you fuckers.
Oh
You see, this mechanical robot is literally a piece of shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Krill's hyperventilating in the med bay, slowly sitting up, if she can even muster that.
Well, dear, how are you feeling? That looked like it was quite an experience.
I was not expecting that. You're fucking assholes.
Okay, but did you get high a little bit? Dalton
I
just
believe
no
it-
idea how classless
if
that
I-
is.
If I believed in a proverbial heaven, I was getting high up to that.
She could just. She
Oh,
could
that
just
sounds like you got a pretty good hit. All right, I'm glad for you. And he slaps the table and like turns.
I would recommend you avoid marijuana from this point out.
You don't say.
Just
does
keep
not
in mind, the person who did this is not in the room.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jacob and Patty have firmly fucked off to wash off
Yep.
in the sludge rain.
For Dalton and Krill on your way out of this room, when that happens, I'm gonna need athletics checks from the both of you. Karen and Troy, you guys are fine. You may exit as you do.
+1.
Dalton, congratulations. You fucking survived, man.
Barely.
What?
Just managing to walk out of that room.
Covered in coolant. It's slippery.
Krill. I don't know what Krill's equivalent of like crawling on hands and knees is, but like that's sort of like you're gonna like, you know, shuffle your way out of this room.
So if anyone dares to look at her, it looks like a paraplegic who's fallen out of their wheelchair. It's the side crawl.
The Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah, the Lieutenant Dan crawl.
Lieutenant Dan!
Her eyes, they tend to stay like a somber yellow. Sometimes they flicker to blue when happy. They keep tilting to orange and flickering red every time. And you swear, the comm is off. You're not hearing anything through the comm. You just hear verbally, well, what you can call verbally for Krill. Just fucking, I don't, just not, none of human, fuck all of this. And
I just turned to Jacob. I'm like, did you hear someone just like screaming jizz a lot?
You know, I don't know. Did you ever get that joint back?
I am good for tonight. I'm good.
You wanna?
I just nearly killed somebody. I'm good tonight, okay?
To be fair, that's exactly when you should have a joint.
I'm
Okay.
pretty sure. Look, Jacob, buddy, pal,
Yeah.
homie. If I walk in there and I come in smoking a joint, I'm pretty sure that Cyborg is going to put a plasma cannon through my chest. Okay.
It'll be all right. I could just take us out of there. At this point, I don't think it'd be smart to show your face around here for a second.
No. You see, we have a solution. A thing in my thing is called: we fuck it up, we address it head on. All right, we don't bitch around. Okay.
I mean, look, if you think you can handle plasma cannons to the chest, that's all you.
Oh, all right, cool. I kind of like step back and like shake off that last little bit of water. All right, and I turn. I start walking back inside.
Jacob just decides, you know what, fuck it, might as well see what goes on here, and just decides to follow a bit of a distance away from Patty.
Yep. Door slides open as Patty is like sitting there sopping wet as she sees Krill.
she is propping herself up to the main server farm, where the main central node is.
Mm-hmm.
It is clear one of her legs has not fully kicked on,
Mm.
but you also again, her face, there is no expression. It's just colors in the eyes and the utter disdain you can feel resonating from her all the same.
Yep.
And you hear something at least notable coming from it. Fucking weak. I hate all of this. I'm going to murder that man if I ever come across him. No, I will find him again. Motherfucker. Building a goddamn Eiffel Tower of leaning circuitry! And while she is already linked, she unplugs it and then lines into the central node instead. You see the arms in your peripheral start to adjust and stretch. And they just start firing. You just start seeing the micro lasers start reconfiguring matter. And it's just this flashing light coming from behind you.
Hey, Krill. How you doing? You need some help?
She sits for a second.
I'm sorry?
Thank you.
Dalton slides through the room, obviously like trying not to look at anyone, but like it's like, good to see you back up, Krill. I changed your soup out, so you're good, and just darts into the next room.
I slowly walk in.
Hey, Karen's got her grudge book. Dalton landed on Krill's for unnecessarily capping the coolant. That fucked shit up a lot more than he thought.
You're not a cop.
No. She's looking at Penny and goes, "Thank you. I did not need that fucking joint.
Yeah.
It's not your fault that
I mean, I did it. You know, it's kind of my fault.
You didn't build me.
Sure. But
And if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have made it.
Look, I can't take all the credit, alright? The rest of these fucks kept you alive too. Even Dalton, when he sprayed the fucking coolant everywhere, he was able to get it, put it back in. So, you know?
Fair. That was not a necessary part of the procedure, but I will consider. Now, this fucking day just run all process to the max. I am too stressed to fully calibrate everything I need to explain, but that stupid thing to say yes to probably would have happened even if it wasn't you offering. I'm glad you were around. And Patty, how much are you looking back at the table at all? The one that the micro arms are working on.
More than anything, Patty's kind of like listening, but she's kind of getting lost in thought in the moment as she's kind of looking off to the side, and she's kind of like thinking like, huh, I'm a fuck up. And you know, like where like there is that conscious acknowledgement, like this is like the real hardcore, I'm a fuck up.
Understood. So none at all.
You know,
Is anyone else coming through the room? Is Karen still in the room?
Jacob should have just about made his way inside.
Karen, you see a pair of lungs that do not look organic being constructed on the table using a lot of the synthetic material found from earlier, the synthetic skins.
I'm going to need a notice roll from Karen before Karen sees that, because there's shiny things in that room and there's expensive things in that room that could distract Karen. So
that's
She
fair.
remembers her
Also
revenge
still covered
on
in
Patty.
coolant and cuts.
yes, and a face full of cuts. So what'd you roll? A
that's true.
0?
+2.
Oh, +2. Sorry. Fucking. All right. So you're. I mean, it's fair. It's fair. Yeah. Through the coolant, through the squint of the cut, the pain, the wince of the cuts sort of situation. Yeah. You notice the lungs.
All right. First official responsibility. Dalton, me and you,
Slides his head back in the room.
me and
someone call
you
me?
tomorrow. Yeah, me and you tomorrow morning. We're cleaning up the lab.
Okay, I'll be ready bright and early.
Yeah, I'll wake you up. Don't worry.
Dalton
Okay.
actually like signals to Karen like to talk to her. Come here for a second. I gotta ask you a question.
Karen comes on over. What?
So Dalton, I mean,
How
Notice-
how far have you taken this conversation?
I was gonna say to the doorway. So notice rolls are all allowed. Dalton's gonna talk lower, but like he's a big gruff idiot, so take that as you will.
Okay.
So I'm noticing a pattern here. We're kind of real garbage at these fam missions. I'm starting to think that maybe more than you should take on some responsibility for this, and I'm not the one to volunteer myself for much of anything, but at the same time, like, we're working with a sociopath, 2 half brain dead robots in 2 different ways, and an alcoholic medic who almost killed one of our teammates. So it's starting to seem like maybe we should put more effort into planning these things and doing these missions with a little bit more finesse, I guess you'd say. Just a question. They don't know we failed or anything, right? We could fix up the car, get a new car, and hit up the spot later in the day or tomorrow or something, maybe a few days later, anything. We can still hit this mission, right? Like, we haven't screwed it fully.
Haven't heard a notification from the app. We must still be fine.
I think we regroup. I think we regroup and figure this out. I've actually took it upon myself to write down a few things. I don't have all the information. I'd have to brief Troy or debrief Troy and figure out what he knows, what we all know about the local area. I know quite a bit from the street racing scenes in that area. I do know some things about the port, but I think we're gonna have to hit this a little bit harder because we keep rolling snake eyes on just the most dog shit, stupid stuff.
Yeah, on the other side, Patty's turned to Jacob and she's like, "Look, okay, you own 2.5 bottles, okay? After this shit tonight, I can't be sober for this, okay? Get a bottle, we'll drink it."
Jacob, you have rolled a notice roll for Dalton and Karen's conversation. Now, knowing what we know about human attention, you can pick whether you are paying attention to this bottle rant or whether you have been listening to Dalton and Karen. And then feel free to reply to this in scene per your decision. but it's a one or the other situation for Jacob right now. Because these are happening simultaneously.
Give me a coin flip.
Okay. Call it.
Tails.
It is heads.
All right, so he's gonna go with the bottle rat.
Okay, cool.
So at this point, you heard a little bit of what Dalton had to say, but just after a while, he just kind of spaced out once he realized it was just him and Karen talking about the mission or whatever, because he was under the impression that they already fucked up. So at this point, he fucking he looks at he looks at Patty and he's just like, how much are those things fucking worth again?
I don't care right now. There is not enough alcohol in my system.
He just starts snapping his fingers, just little math in his head's going on. It's just like, I got these painkillers, right?
Painkillers don't do it for me. It's got to be alcohol. Look, if you don't do that, fine. We can go pick up a bottle from the store. It's like right there. And God, wait, shit! I still have the half bottle, right? Yeah. And I pull up.
Let's just go take a walk.
I swish it. How much is left?
Give me a roll.
Okay. +1.
An average person would notice that the bottle is gone, but would an average person notice the bottle's gone post that scene? Stressful situation is the question I have to ask myself.
What's going to happen is she's not going to notice it today. She's going to wake up stone cold, hungover, and then realize the bottle's gone.
I will work with that compromise. That works. That's solid narration. Yeah.
Yeah. So Jacob's like, know what? Fuck it. You can have that half a bottle. Let's go head to the store. Let's load up and just fuck it's on me.
Karen,
pills, you fucking.
We're heading out. Dalton, be here tomorrow. I'll wake you up if I need to. And
surprisingly, Jacob just once the announcement's made to the two of them, he walks up to Patty and just picks her up, kind of like princess style, just like, all right, let's get fucking moving. I ain't waiting for the booze, and he just runs off, just using his speed.
Then what I will do is say, as Karen is princess style carried off by Jacob at speed.
Patty.
Oh, Patty is. Sorry, not Karen.
Yeah.
Not Karen.
Yeah.
Patty is carried off by Jacob at speed. Krill angrily creating and repairing and stitching. Right. Dalton and Karen scheming, and Troy having a little bit of an interesting day about him. The camera comes down on you guys for a sec and then fades up, and you're in a warehouse, possibly a warehouse familiar to some of you, and the warehouses are automated to a large extent. Lights don't come on except for when humans walk by. Though over on the other side you hear this person walks up one laneway. The camera settles in on one of the robots. And the arm reaches up. As you see, it scans a barcode. A door slides up and you hear and the arm goes up and it grabs an object and it pulls it out. And the audience, the all-seeing eye, sees the package being removed from the locker. And the package is a tube with green fluid in it. Sort of teal. Wires, tubes, and suspended inside is a body. The camera fades to black, and our session is done.